With the release date of the final shape creeping closer and closer every day, Bungie has decided to enable one guaranteed red border weapon drop daily for any weapon patterns you're missing from seasons 20 through 23 from now until the final shape goes live. This video will serve as a guide for what weapons I believe you should obtain before June 4th, because when the final shape goes live, the source for all these weapons will be removed. So it's important to get everything you want and need now before it's too late. All you need to do is complete one activity from a given season in order to guarantee yourself a weapon pattern from that season. Even if you're completely free to play, you can earn all these weapons because Bungie made seasons 20 through 23 free for everyone. Starting with season 20, the weapons I would prioritize over everything else is the Prodigal Return grenade launcher and the Perpetualis auto rifle. New and returning players will want Prodigal Return because it has disorienting grenades and you can blind groups of adds, preventing them from shooting at you. Field Prep will increase your ammo reserves and increase your reload speed when crouched. Or you can choose Lead from Gold, which will provide special ammo every time you pick up heavy. It's all up to you and which you prefer. For the fourth column, Disruption Break will cause the target you break the shield of to take more kinetic damage. You will want to go for direct impacts on shielded enemies with this weapon because kinetic damage will synergize extremely well with the new prismatic subclass. The increase in kinetic damage also applies to your other fireteam members, increasing their damage as well. This kinetic damage vulnerability will also stack with all other buffs and debuffs in the game. This is going to be a fantastic weapon to have even if it can't roll with auto-loading holster. And the Perpetualis is a 600 RPM strand auto rifle you can utilize in PvP. You'll want small bore, accurized rounds, and a range masterwork for extra range and stability. I really like consistency perks for PvP, so I'm drawn to Zen Moment and Eye of the Storm on this weapon. Causing damage with Zen Moment equipped will reduce your recoil over time, and while your health gets lower, you'll become more accurate thanks to Eye of the Storm. With these perks equipped, this auto rifle becomes a laser, and if 600 RPM auto rifles become the meta, Perpetualis is positioned perfectly to become a top contender. The weapons I would prioritize acquiring from season 21 are the Until Its Return shotgun and the Different Times pulse rifle. Until Its Return is a rapid fire frame strand shotgun capable of becoming the legendary version of 4th Horseman with the perk Cascade Point found in the 4th column. Landing rapid precision damage or getting a kill with a different weapon increases the rate of fire of Until Its Return by a whopping 40% and will allow you to melt anything in front of you. As for your 3rd column perk, auto-loading holster will fully reload the weapon while it's stored, synergizing perfectly with Cascade Point. If you want to overfill the mag, then you can choose Overflow, but I believe auto-loading holster is the better option out of the two. For your barrel and mag perks, you'll want Barrel Shroud and Tactical Mag for extra stability and an extra round in the magazine. Different Times is perfect for those who enjoy being aggressive with pulse rifles inside of the Crucible. The God Roll is small bore, ricochet rounds, moving target, head seeker, and a range masterwork. Ricochet rounds let you pepper people around corners because your bullets bounce off hard surfaces. Moving target improves your strafing speed while you aim down sights and also improves your target acquisition. I highly recommend stacking a targeting adjuster weapon mod to further boost your target acquisition. Head seeker will improve your precision damage and aim assist for a short duration if you somehow land a body shot, adding some forgiveness in your duels. This weapon is actually crazy, especially when the origin trait Unsated Hunger is procced. When you have no abilities charged, you receive an increase in your handling, reload speed, and stability. An Arc Titan with thrusters, seismic strike, blinding grenade, and the Lion Rampant exotic leg piece is the easiest and most effective build I have found that can keep Unsated Hunger procced. Moving on to season 22, you shouldn't miss out on the Semiotician rocket launcher and Aramite fusion rifle. Semiotician recently received an inventory buff, increasing the amount of ammo you can hold. Field Prep is increasing your inventory size further, allowing you to deal more damage, and Explosive Light will increase your next rocket's damage by 25% after you pick up an Orb of Power. Throw on Hard Launch and Impact Casing for a faster projectile that will deal increased damage on direct hits. If you're a new player and are looking to get into endgame content, this rocket launcher will serve you just fine, as you can hold over 11 rounds without reserve mods equipped. When doing boss damage, there should be enough orbs laying around from all the super usage, keeping your Explosive Light buff proc. Communicate with your team to make sure someone's running galley in order to provide everyone Wolfpack rounds, and you'll be cooking. And the Aramite is another great weapon you won't be able to easily obtain once the final shape goes live. It has a fairly simple god roll. Arrowhead Break will give the fusion rifle 100 recoil direction and increase the handling. This is important because the Aramite is a high impact frame dealing a lot of damage, so you'll want to land all your shots. Liquid Coils will give a slight damage increase, and it also got buffed a couple months back that removed the charge time penalty. Lead from Gold keeps you stocked up on special by providing ammo whenever you pick up heavy, but Envious Assassin will overfill the mag as you get kills with other weapons, allowing you to bypass the terrible reload speed of this weapon. Controlled Burst will increase the damage of your next shot by 20% and lower the charge time by 10% if you land every shot on the previous burst. This fusion rifle is great at taking out champions on those higher difficulties, so definitely keep one of these weapons handy. And lastly, the weapons you'll want from season 23 are the Scatter Signal fusion rifle, Doomed Petitioner linear fusion rifle, and Subjunctive SMG. Scatter Signal, just like Aramite, can roll with controlled burst. burst. What sets Scatter Signal apart from Airmite though is the faster charge rate, and it synergizes with the Strand kit. Scatter Signal sits in the kinetic slot, freeing you up to use your favorite energy weapons. This is a weapon you'll want to have 2 rolls of because of how good it is. You'll of course want liquid coils for a bit more damage, and for the third column, Slice will debuff the first couple of enemies you damage after using your class ability with Sever. Severed targets have their damage they deal towards you reduced by 40%. You don't need to use the Strand subclass in order to take advantage of Slice, so I highly recommend you get a roll with this perk. The other roll you should craft has Overflow in the third column, so you can overfill the mag by simply picking up ammo for the weapon. Subjunctive should be picked up by everyone who missed out on the Ikelos SMG. It's the only other SMG in the game besides Ikelos that can roll with Volt Shot. This will allow you to apply the Jolt debuff to enemies after you get a kill and reload. Jolted targets create a chain lightning effect, damaging those around them. It's best to apply the Jolt debuff on higher health targets so the chain lightning effect can proc multiple times. Stats for all will make the weapon feel better to use by increasing its handling, reload speed, stability, and range when you damage 3 separate targets. The chain lightning effect from Volt Shot can easily proc stats for all, but Threat Detector passively increases your stability, reload speed, and handling when a couple of enemies are within 15 meters of you. It's all personal preference as to what you want for your third column perk. And last but not least in the slightest is the Doom Petitioner. This is a linear fusion rifle that shoots a 3-round burst. Like with all fusion rifles, you'll want liquid coil for an extra bump in your damage. Reconstruct will refill the magazine over time even while using the weapon. You could alternatively choose Envious Assassin, but I believe Reconstruct is the best third column perk option since you never have to worry about reloading. Precision Instrument will increase your precision damage every time you deal damage. This effect caps out at a 25% damage boost. Because Doomed Petitioner is a 3-round burst weapon, this allows the weapon to reach the maximum stacks of Precision Instrument within 2 shots. You'll want to make this weapon as stable as possible, so choose either Chambered Compensator or Arrowhead Break for your barrel perk. I urge all new and returning players to obtain this weapon before the final shape. You'll be glad to have it for when precision damage is the most optimal way to defeat a boss. And those are all the weapons I believe you should be trying to get before the final shape releases. Let me know what weapons you're grinding for in the comments, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.